before I start my next sessions, which are mainly on practicals, let me say a few words. Dentistry is an art, and not all are born artists. I've often seen despair among second year students who are loaded with practicals and deadlines. Some of them who lag behind do believe that this is not their cup of tea. But let me assure you, it's all about practice. To be precise, practicing the right technique. If you observe the right technique and keep practicing it again and again, definitely you will do a good job. And even after you get it right, keep at it. Because as said in the first frame, nobody is perfect. You just keep getting better and better. It's all in the mind. If your mind is set, you can do anything. Today, let's see the technique of making a primary impression. This is one of the basic exercises followed in almost all dental colleges. Let's begin.
Well, this is the armamentarium we need. I've kept metallic non-perforated impression trays for making primary impression of maxillary and mandibular edentulous dies with impression compound. The first step in impression making will be selection of impression tray. As mentioned in my previous video, trays should cover the entire basal seat area up to the limiting structures. This tray is size U2. It reaches up to the sulcus all around and posteriorly up to postapallar seal area. There is also sufficient space of 4 to 6 mm between the tray and the die for the impression material. Let's check a lower tray size L2 on the mandibular die. This tray is short posteriorly at the retromolar pad area, so let's check the next size. L3 tray seems to be good enough. It's extending up to the limiting structures at the periphery. Now moving on to manipulation of impression compound. Thermal conductivity of this typhoid material is very low, so break the compound cake into small pieces so that it's easier to get even softening. Let it lie in a hot water bath for a few minutes. As you know, this is a thermoplastic reversible material that it softens with heat and becomes rigid on cooling. Take care to ensure the temperature of the water bath is not boiling. If it's too hot, the low molecular weight ingredients in its composition leaches out, making the compound very brittle and grainy, and it may adversely affect your impression making. Water should be optimum, that is, it should be around 60 degrees centigrade, that is, it should be comfortable to your touch. Meanwhile, coat the edentulous dies with petroleum jelly so that the compound does not stick to it. The next step is kneading of the softened compound. Because the thermal conductivity is low, only the outer portions of the broken pieces may have softened. So kneading is essential to obtain uniform softening. Also make sure you do not knead it when it's in water. If done so, water molecules get incorporated, unduly increasing flow of the material. Once you have obtained a homogeneous soft mass, load the tray. Be careful not to incorporate any folds. You can pre-form the ridge slightly. Also make sure to keep sufficient material in the palatal area. And now we are all ready for impression making. Place the tray with the loaded material onto the die. Ensure that the center of the tray is aligned with the label frenum. Apply pressure downwards until all the material reaches up to the sulcus. Mold it all around. You can even fold back the excess onto the tray. The glass transition temperature of impression compound is 39 degrees centigrade. That is, below 39, the material starts becoming a rigid mass. But again, because thermal conductivity is low, only the outer surfaces harden first. In order to obtain complete hardening, I am placing it in cold water. For intraoral impressions, do wait for sufficient time. Removing it sooner may lead to warpage and distortion. Remove the impression once it's completely hardened. The next step is evaluation of the impression. Make sure you have recorded all the anatomical landmarks, the supporting structures and the limiting structures. The impression should be aligned with the center of the tray. The impression should be free of any air bubbles or folds. Similarly, proceed with impression making of the lower edentulous die. The steps are similar. So here you see manipulation of impression compound. Knead it until you get a homogeneous mass. The lower tray is sort of, we call it U shape, so form it into a rope, load it onto the tray. Just like you did for the upper, you can pre-form the ridge for the lower too. Ensure there is sufficient material on the lingual aspect of the tray. Next step is impression making. Align the tray properly. Make sure the center is aligned with the center of the tray. Press down the material onto the ridge area. Mold it all around. You can fold back the excess. Make sure the material has reached up to the sulcus all around. For uniform hardening, I am immersing it in cold water. Remove the impression and evaluate the impression. Make sure you have recorded all the anatomical details, the supporting structures and the limiting structures. Center of the tray should be aligned with the center of the ridge. It should be free of any air bubbles or folds. Moving on to the next step, that is trimming the excess material. You can take an indelible pencil and mark the outline. See, that's I'm drawing the outline of the buccal sulcus, postpalatal seal area. Include the hamular notch. Okay. Similarly, mark the outline, the lingual sulcus, go all around. This will ensure that you do not accidentally remove more while trimming the material. I've completed the outline on both maxillary and mandibular impressions. I have with me Bart Parker blade number 15. I am using it to trim the excess. Trim all the material up to the blue line. I wish we had a safe alternative which we could recommend for our students. My dears, please be very careful when you're using this instrument. It's very sharp and one slip and there can be a bloodshed. Please do make sure you're using a proper finger grip and do this with slowly with absolute control. Actually, this two-part disposable blade system invented by Morgan Parker in 1914 has revolutionized surgical practice. Though the company has come with some safety upgrades which include safe switch and BP remover blade removing systems, still I feel we had something else. If anybody watching this video has some alternative suggestions, please do put in your suggestions in the comment section below. Take care not to trim away the landmarks at the periphery, okay? So once you complete the upper, continue the same with the lower. I'll complete the trimming off camera and we'll get back to you, okay? I've almost completed trimming the maxillary and mandibular impressions. So this is the completed maxillary and mandibular impressions. The next step will be we do a procedure called beading and boxing and we pour this impression to obtain the primary cast. I think we'll do that in the next session. Signing off for today. Take care.